Good morning, Agatha. Good morning, everybody.
Read this? Do we? Or have you already read it?
No, we have to read it.
Okay. Then, Pallavi, you start.
We have to read it. But what exactly is the meaning of solar dynasty? Like Arjuna is from solar dynasty.
Yeah, that's a difficult thing. Solar dynasty and lunar dynasty is quite a difficult thing. I don't know about it. I'm myself puzzled a little bit. It could mean,
Rangada,
tell me.
yeah, in the Rajput kings, there was both Chandravanshi Rajas and Suryavanshi Rajas. So I
Yes,
think it is basically a line of descent from some people who.
that is obvious. But the problem is, what is the origin? From where does it come? Has it anything to do with the moon and the sun? Or is it just psychological?
I think it is symbolic.
Ah,
It is
that
symbolic.
makes sense, actually, that makes sense. Okay. But there's something in the agenda which is very puzzling. Okay. Mother speaks about the lunar race and the Chinese coming from there. So, psychologically, yeah, the nature of the race. That
Yes,
makes
the
sense.
nature of the race, because moon and sun in
Yeah.
astrology, if you see, it represents absolutely opposite characters.
That's right. The sun is hot, violent,
Yes,
and the moon is gentle, sweet,
yes,
soft.
and it is more with the mind. Sun
Yeah.
is more with vital and
Vital.
physical. Astrologically, also, I'm saying, not only otherwise. So
Yeah.
maybe there's more to do with that. Maybe I'm not sure. Again, this is also guessing like you are.
Yeah.
And
The Rama's line of descent is Ikshvaku are from the solar dynasty, whereas the mother says that the Chinese are from the lunar dynasty. So
Also, Rangada, these Kauravas and Pandavas, they were Chandravamshi, that is lunar dynasty, no?
I don't know.
Yes, they were Chandravamshi. So they are lunar line. And Rama is solar line.
Okay. So that must be definitely from psychological point of view and the nature of the race. It must be that. Okay. So let's start reading. Pallavi,
Yes, Rangada.
go ahead. We have had occasion already.
We have had occasion already, when speaking of the divine teacher, to state briefly the doctrine of avatarhood as it appears to us in the light of Vedanta, the light in which the Gita presents it to us. We must now look a little more closely. I think there is a disturbance, no, Rangada?
Yeah, there is small disturbance. Say from where it is
Even
coming.
now.
oh, sorry, I haven't muted. I'm muted.
We must now look
Yeah, go
a
ahead.
little more close. We must now look a little more closely at this avatarhood and at the significance of the divine birth of which it is the outward expression. For that is a link of considerable importance in the integral teaching of the Gita. And we may first translate the words of the teacher himself, in which the nature and purpose of avatarhood are given summarily, and remind ourselves also of other passages or references which bear upon it. Many are my lives that are past, and thine also, O Arjuna. All of them I know, but thou knowest not, O scourge of the foe. Though I am the unborn, though I am imperishable in my self-existence, though I am the Lord of all existence, yet I stand upon my own nature, and I come into birth by myself, Maya. For whensoever there is the fading of the dharma and the uprising of unrighteousness, then I lose myself forth into birth. For the deliverance of the good, for the destruction of the evildoers, for the enthroning of the right, I am born from age to age. He who knoweth thus in its right principles my divine birth and my divine work, when he abandons his body, comes not to rebirth, he comes to me, O Arjuna, delivered from liking and fear and wrath, full of me, taking refuge in me, many purified by austerity of knowledge have arrived at my nature of being, Madbhavam, the divine nature of Purushottama. As men approach me, so I accept them to my love. Bhajami, men follow in every way my path, O son of Pritha.
Yeah. So this, as I said last time we were discussing, the avatarhood is a concept which is absolutely fundamental to only India. Okay? And it flows immediately, directly from the Vedanta philosophy. Because the Vedanta philosophy says there is only one ultimate truth. Spirit and matter are really essentially the same. So if it is like that, then the divine can very well be here. But the problem is that the divine is here in a hidden manner. Then when the evolution comes up, which is also there involved in the Dashavatar, the implied meaning is certainly the evolution. And then the divine can come down here because it is his, but he will come down in a form which is suitable for the physical world. In other words, he takes on a body, he takes on a vital, he takes on a mind. But the consciousness and the essence of him is divine. And he knows he is divine. Okay? That's the difference. We also have come from the highest level and we also have the divine in us, but we are not conscious of it. Okay? When you become conscious of your divinity, then you are an avatar. Okay, we come back to each sentence. This is the avatarhood is very, and that's why Srimad is discussing so many pages, possibility and purpose of avatarhood, because it is denied by many other religions and systems. We have had occasion already, when speaking of the divine teacher, to state briefly the doctrine of avatarhood as it appears to us in the light of Vedanta, the light in which the Gita presents it to us. This is in chapter 2, pages 10 and 12. Pages, of course, will differ, but in chapter 2, he has spoken about it. So, we must now look a little more closely at the avatarhood and at the significance of the divine birth, of which it is the outward expression. For that's a link of considerable importance in the integral teaching of the Gita. The integral teaching, note the word integral. Gita is very integral. It's a synthesis. So what is that? There is no difference between the highest and the lowest. Okay? Completely only oneness is there everywhere. And what are you going to examine? What is the purpose? First of all, is it possible for the divine to come down with a divine consciousness in the body? That's the number, the possibility. Secondly, the purpose. When the divine comes down here, what the hell is he going to do? Although he has subjected himself to the laws that he himself has made. Okay. So what's he going to do? What is the purpose of avatar? All this we have to discuss one by one. Okay. And he says it's got a great importance in the Gita because the whole teaching is by the avatar. So naturally it's very central, the avatar. And he is explaining that many have been my lives in the past, and I know all of them, but you don't know but you also have been in the past, but you don't know. That's the only difference. Link of the integral teaching of Gita. And we may now first translate the words of the teacher himself, in which the nature and purpose of avatarhood are given summarily. But Srimad is going to do it in detail. Okay? And remind ourselves also of other passages or references which bear upon it. Many are my lives that are past, and thine also, O Arjuna. All of them I know, but thou knowest not, O scourge of the foe. The scourge actually, it means a whip. Okay, it's a whip with which you hit your enemy and those who have been punished. Okay. But here naturally scourge is not a whip, It's a symbolic of one who torments the foe. Scourge. Very often Sri Aurobindo uses this word. Relatively, very often. Though I am the unborn, though I am imperishable in my self-existence, though I am the Lord of all existences, Sarva Bhutanam Ishvara, yet I stand upon my own nature and I come down, I come into birth by my self-maya. Self-maya, the power of coming down into the physical world. That's it, maya, to make forms. I give myself a form, a body, a vital and a mind, and I come down. Although I am unborn, aja, in other words, eternal. I am imperishable. I am immortal in my self-existence. And though I am the Lord of all, Bhutanam Ishwar, I am the Lord of all existence. Yet I stand upon my own nature and come into birth. I stand upon my own nature because the individual soul in the physical world is nature. Okay? It is nature which becomes the para prakriti jiva bhuta. That's the word which Sri Aurobindo uses very, very often. Para prakriti, nature but with an N cap. The highest nature, it becomes the individual soul. Para prakriti jiva bhuta. Jiva is the individual soul, the individual being, and it is para prakriti that comes down. Okay? Not the supreme. The Purushottama is there everywhere, but the individual soul is the para prakriti jiva bhuta. For whensoever there is a fading of the dharma and the uprising of unrighteousness, then I lose myself forth into birth. These are the famous lines, which we'll just go through quickly. For the deliverance of the good, for the destruction of the evildoers, for the enthroning of the right, I am born from age to age. Okay? Then he says, these are the yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamya tada aham atmanam, myself, srijamya, I take birth, I create myself. Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha duskritam. Paritranaya, for the protection of the good and the destruction of the evil. Dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Dharma sansthapanarthaya, for the establishment of dharma, the right law of living. Sambhavami, I take birth. Yuge yuge, again and again, in every age. In age after age, I do that. Then the next one, Sri is saying, he actually translating. Okay? He said he translate. And he's translating. Not like in other places, a free translation, but here you can see quite accurate translation. For the deliverance of the good, for the destruction of evildoers, for the enthroning of the right, I am born from age to age. He who knoweth thus in its right principles my divine birth and my divine work, when he abandons his body, comes not to rebirth, he comes to me, O Arjuna. So he is giving also a definition of the way birth can cease after realization. So he is saying what? He who knows thus, he knoweth thus in his right principle my divine birth. So when he is talking about the divine birth, obviously it is Purushottama level. Okay? Not the Kshara level, not the Akshara level, but the Purushottama level. In the right principles. Tattvata. My divine birth and my divine work. Then when he abandons his body, comes not to rebirth, he comes to me, O Arjuna. But this you need not interpret in a very rigid and strict manner, because one who is liberated has a choice. Okay? He can disappear, he goes to Purushottama, but he can also decide to come down into the physical world, or he can also elect to remain in the spiritual planes of consciousness. There are many, many rishis and sadhus and all these who are there, who live in the spiritual planes of consciousness. The Ramayana is full of all these creatures. Those rishis who are siddhas, they remain there. They have it. They are there. So when he says comes not to rebirth, it's a statement which says that he need not come down. Okay, that's what it means. Delivered from liking and fear and wrath. There are the dualities. Delivered from liking and fear and wrath. Full of me. Manmaya bhava, he says in one place. Become full of me. Manmaya bhava. Taking refuge in me. Okay? Many purified by austerity of knowledge. Now note the word austerity of knowledge. The path of knowledge is very austere. It's like a dry, very dry. Whereas the path of the bhakti is full of rasa. Okay, it's ananda. It's not austerity. That's the difference between the two paths. Austerity of knowledge. Have arrived at my nature of being, mat bhavam, the divine nature of Purushottama. Very clearly, Srimad is talking about the Purushottama level. Okay. As men approach me, so I accept them in my love. So this is the ye yatha mam prapadyante tan sadaiva bhajamya. Okay. That doesn't mean to say that it's a business-like deal. Whatever you give me, I will give you that much. It's not like that. Because as you approach him, you are opening yourself. And when you are opening yourself, then the divine can come in. If you keep your doors closed, how will he come in? He will never force. Okay? So the more you open your doors, the more he can come in. This has to be interpreted in this way. As men approach me, so I accept them to my love. The men follow in every way my path, O son of Pritha. So it's a double quote is there, so it's a full translation. Okay. So he has stated here the purpose of avatar and also the process. The process is I stand upon my nature and subduing my nature, I come down into the physical world by my power of Maya. So this is the process. And the purpose to take the evolution forward one step more. It's put in this way for the deliverance of good and the destruction of evildoers. It's a little almost sounds moral. So you have to interpret it in the right way. Okay, so dharma samsthapanartha. That is that it should be taken in that sense best. Dharma samsthapanartha. Okay. So, but it's very, very relevant to modern times. When Sri Aurobindo took birth, the world was plunged into really the adharma. Okay. 2 world wars. It is still going on, but not world wars. It's horrible. And Sri Aurobindo says very clearly that if they had won, okay, these forces, the evolution of the earth would have gone back by centuries. It would not have gone. It would be the rule of the asuras. It will last a long time. So Sri Aurobindo had to fight that. So you can, even that circumstance shows you that Sri Aurobindo can be considered an avatar. There is a Hindi book, okay, in which this author has collected all the references to Sri Aurobindo, which is hinting at his avatar. It's a very interesting one. We printed it in the press. Okay. I don't remember the name of the book, but it's very interesting because all hints are there everywhere. Okay. So, anyway, so now we can read the next one. If Archana can read, she will read. It's not a very big para, small para.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Krishna says that he is born from age to age, means he's had many past lives.
That's right.
So was he by any chance Rama?
Pardon? I didn't follow the question, Yasmin.
Krishna says that he is born from age to age.
Yes, yes.
And he knows all his births.
Yes.
So was he by any chance Rama?
Again, the words got muddled because of the. What is the what?
She's asking whether he was Ram also in his previous life.
Rama is an avatar. Yes, he has also had many lives. In fact, there is reference constantly in the in the Ramayana about the Ikshvaku descent. So he has had past lives also, certainly. It's
So
not
she
that.
is
No,
asking
but
whether
what?
Krishna was Rama.
Oh,
Krishna
stop.
was Rama.
Oh no, that I can't say. That I can't say because the avatar is essentially the divine. So in that sense, yes. But Krishna is a avatar of Vishnu. Okay? So that is there. That is very clear. But whether Rama and are the same person in the physical world, I think that's a question that she is asking. Otherwise, essentially, it's the divine coming down, and all of us are the divine. Okay, but it's at a lower level, there is a difference. At the lower level, we are all essentially divine, but we have got different personalities.
No, but it was Vishnu who took birth. No, so Ram also was Vishnu in the sense, right? In Dasavatar, it is Vishnu taking all the births.
So if that is there, then yes, it's the same person at the highest level. But at the lowest level, it is not.
No,
But
yes.
one and the many, huh? There is multiplicity at the bottom. So you can't say that Ram and Krishna are the same. They are the same at the highest level. In fact, Pallavi, you
Yes.
and Yasmin and Archana Ji and Saroja Ji and Shilpa Ji and Kiran, Sunki are all the same at the highest level. They are all essentially divine. But when we come
Yes.
down, we become different personalities.
No, but like when Krishna knew that he was an avatar, whether Ram knew that he was an avatar or not.
I think he knew, because that's the definition of an avatar. Okay?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
he does speak about his own strength. He does speak.
Yes. I think Sherwin says that that is the basic difference between Avatar, that he's fully conscious that he's coming down for a certain purpose in the world.
That's right. Yeah. And Ram came down to establish the moral principle. And Krishna
Yes,
came down
but
to establish.
like Krishna says in the Gita, no, he had given this Gita, the yoga, but Ram never delivered any speeches or anything of the sort to teach humanity anything.
It is not mentioned, but that doesn't mean that it is not there. It is
Yes.
not
Maybe
mentioned.
he was setting an example by himself.
Yeah. He says that the yoga has come down from age to age through many, many lines. That's what he says in the Gita. Huh?
Then in Mahabharata, in Mahabharat era, Parshuram was also there and Krishna is also there, no? Parshuram is also known as an avatar of Vishnu, and Sri Krishna is also known as an avatar of Vishnu.
Yeah.
So both were simultaneously on the same time.
So in Ramayana also Parshuram was there and Rama were there.
Oh, I don't know in Ramayana whether the
No.
Parshuram, but in
No, Ram broke Parshuram's this bow, no?
See, all these are symbolic. Huh? So,
Yes.
very
But I
careful.
think in the Dashavatar system, Parshuram was before Ram and Krishna both.
Of course,
And
Yes.
Parshuram's that the story
Parshuram,
you're telling, Pallavi, of the
Yes.
this thing, no?
Bow, which
Uh,
we broke.
the
Yes.
bow, yeah, the bow was there and it had been kept for centuries, and it was
Yes.
with the possession of Janak. So
Yes.
it doesn't mean that at the same time Parshuram was there. No? My possession can be there even centuries after I'm gone, and something which was like Parshuram's bow. I think
Parashurama,
actually according to Dashavatara, they are not contemporaries. According to the Dashavatara theory.
Yes.
this question we need to understand correctly. There is a Narasimha. There is the Parashurama. Parashuram is a vital man. Okay? Then Rama is a mental man. Then Buddha or Krishna is a spiritual man. So it's a symbolic story saying how the avatars, there's an evolution from man. Okay? So when they are symbolized as ordinary human beings, okay, that means it's a symbol. So we can't speak about contemporariness and all that. That becomes, we are taking the symbol to be a fact. That we have to be very careful about. Very clearly, Parashuram, Parashu He has an axe. So he is a vital man. Then there is Rama, who is a mental man. Okay. Then these are all the avatars. They have the avatar. Even Narasimha is an avatar. Even the Kurma is an avatar. So what does it mean? Even the boar is an avatar. Does it mean to say that the pig was divine? So you have to understand in the right way. It's a symbol for the evolution. Okay. First there is a Kurma. Okay. Then there is a boar.
Matsya.
Yeah, they're all the
Matsya, then Kurma. Yeah.
Matsya. That's right. So these are all also divine elements. When they come down, they are subjected to the laws of the physical world. Okay, that's what you have to understand in that way. So to speak of yeah.
Any idea what Krishna's past life, who he was?
No, there is no indication. But future life is definite. Sriyarndo. Because he says Sri Krishna descended into Sriyarndo. Okay. With that Krishna consciousness, he descended into Sriyarndo's body in 1926.
In according to Jainism, Sri Krishna is going to be the next Tirthankar. In next 24 Tirthankar, he will be one of the Tirthankar. Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna is going to be Tirthankar.
There are
Future
10 avatars. And the last avatar is the Kalki. Okay, the last avatar is the Kalki. There is a very interesting discussion about the avatars in the evening talks. Okay, so after that, will there be any avatars? Because if the supramental race comes into existence, what would be your definition of the avatar? He is the supramental race. Even his body is different essentially from the past avatars. His body also will be divine. So there will be no more avatars anymore. It will be the supramental race. So Kalki is the last avatar. After that, the limitations in the physical world, even for the avatar, disappears. That is very clear. Okay. See, all the avatars, whoever you are, they were subject to the laws of the physical world. Right? Buddha died. Okay, Ramakrishna died. All the Krishna also died. And died how? By an arrow hitting his toe. Okay. So these are the you are born in the biological way, and you are also divine in essence. In your consciousness, you are divine, but you are subject to your body, mind, life is subject to the laws of the physical world. Okay, but the supramental race will not be subject to the laws of the physical world. The body also will be divine. It will be Swayambhu. It will have no disease. It will be immortal. You can dissolve yourself and you can read the supramental manifestation upon earth and you will see what is the nature of the supramental body. Okay. It will be capable of generating itself, not in the biological way. Okay. Like the divine is called Swayambhu. He is the one who creates himself. Nobody creates him. So that is the Kalki is the last. After that, no more avatars. There will be many, many avatars if you want. But there will be a great difference between the supramental race and the avatars of the past. Okay.
Rangada,
Yeah, tell me.
Rangada, is there by any chance did Sri Aurobindo mention about the relation between the avatars coming and the Jesus? You know, in Christianity, Jesus also mentioned a lot, like his coming again, like his second coming.
The second coming is used in the Christian lore, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Is there any mention Sri Aurobindo made about the Jesus, you know, his second coming and the avatarhood?
If you speak of second coming of Sri Aurobindo, he himself told Mother, I will come down again, I will take birth, but I will come down, not take birth. I will come down in the first supramental body. That's what and Mother has spoken about it. That would be the second coming.
What about the
Jesus' second coming is after resurrection, no? I thought that.
Yes, after resurrection. Yes. resurrection was the thing. The past resurrection of Jesus is the past event already happened, and the prediction, the biggest the prophecy and prediction in Christianity is Jesus second coming of the Jesus. So I just wonder, if Sri Aurobindo mentioned that in terms of the history of Avatar and the future thing.
I don't know if he has spoken much about Jesus Christ's second coming. I don't know. You have to read Sri Aurobindo very, very carefully. 50 volumes, each one about 500, 700, 800 pages. Huge amount of knowledge. So, okay, so we have read only one para today, but the other one we have got 3 minutes left. No. We have got 8 minutes, so we can read the next para. But most men, the Gita goes on to say, it's a small para, we can read it. Is
Rangada, 1 minute before we go to the paragraph. I think he has said that Jesus was an avatar, right?
who?
Chairman.
No,
He has mentioned it. I can't remember the reference right now. But I'll look it up and tell. He has mentioned this much that Jesus Christ is also an avatar.
who? I didn't follow the name. Who is avatar?
Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, of course. There's no doubt about it. Jesus Christ Krishna. He constantly speaks. Jesus Christ.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. But about second coming or not, here, of course, I also don't know. But
there's no doubt. There's no
Yeah.
doubt that Jesus is an avatar. There's no doubt about it. Absolutely.
That is all I want.
He had a divine consciousness. Absolutely. Okay, let's read the small paragraph.
Somebody else has to read. I will not be able to read.
Okay. Then, Yasmin, can you read?
Yes, please, I can read.
Go ahead. But most men.
But most men, the Gita goes on to say, desiring the fulfillment of their works, sacrifice to the gods, to various forms and personalities of the one Godhead, because the fulfillment, siddhi, that is born of works, without knowledge, is very swift and easy in the human world. It belongs indeed to the world alone. The other, the divine fulfillment in man by the sacrifice with knowledge to the Supreme Godhead, is much more difficult. Its results belong to a higher plane of existence and they are less easily grasped. Men, therefore, have to follow the fourfold law of their nature and works, and on this plane of mundane action, they seek the Godhead through the various qualities. But, says Krishna, though I am the doer of the fourfold works and creator of its fourfold laws, yet I must be known also as the non-doer, the imperishable, the immutable self. Works affect me not, nor have I desire for the fruit of the works. For God is the impersonal beyond the egoistic personality, and this strife of the modes of nature, and as the Purshottama also, the impersonal personality, he possesses the supreme freedom even in works. Therefore, the doer of divine works, even while following the fourfold law, has to know and live in that which is beyond, in the impersonal self, and so in the Supreme Godhead. He who thus knows me is not bound by his works. So knowing was work done by the men of old who sought liberation. Do therefore, thou also, work of that more ancient kind done by ancient men.
So, this is what he's saying, and we will go through this quickly next time and see what he's saying. He's comparing. There are two parts. One is easy and one is little more difficult. So, which is that we will see. And finally, he is telling telling Arjuna that just as I do work, but I don't need to have any desire, nor have I anything to achieve, you also should continue to do work in that same way, in the same way that the ancients have done. Particularly, he mentions particularly about Sita's father. Okay, then the ideal karma yogi is known to be the ideal karma yogi. What is the name of Sita's father?
Janaka.
Janak,
Yeah, Janaka.
Dashrath.
Yeah, Janaka.
Dashrath is Ram's father.
Dashrath is Ram's father. He was a great king, but he was not a karma yogi. So, we'll take up this next time. Okay, I'll make a note. Okay.
Thank you, Rangada.
Au revoir,
Thank you,
Rangada.
Rangada.
Merci. Bonne
Thank you.
journée.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you,
Au revoir,
Rangada.
Rangada. Thank you, Rangada. Au revoir, Tulumod.